Good morning, fitness family. So it is Friday. I'm having a good morning. I'm off from the store. So today's quick discussion is going to be a discussion in reference to, I get too often, people are always asking, what's the quick weight loss? What's the best way to lose weight? It's the holidays, this, that, and the other. So I'm going to make this real clear, and I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. So when it comes to which diet gives me the fastest, quickest weight loss, and if we had to sit them side by side, keto being one. We're all familiar with the catchphrase of keto. And of course, say high carb diet or flex dieting, which is my personal preference. Then without a doubt, hands down, it's going to be keto. Yeah, I said it. For quick weight loss, it's going to be keto. Keto is going to win twice on Sunday when it comes to quick weight loss. I did not say fat loss. I said weight loss. And there is a huge distinct difference. So let me help you understand the problem with fat weight loss. It works like this. If you're following keto, and let's just say you're an individual and you hypothetically were bringing in 2,000 calories. Maybe you did or didn't know it, but let's just say I figured out you were doing 2,000 calories. And you made a decision you were going to go keto, which was to eliminate your carbohydrates. Here's how this works. So if you were 2,000 calories and half your diet was going from carbs, that's 1,000 calories, which means if you're doing the math, there's 4 calories in 1 gram of carbs. So if you do the math, that's going to bring you down to 250 grams of carbohydrates that you just eliminated out of your diet. But here's the trick. What they don't tell you about keto is when you take out your carbs, now you have eliminated 250 grams of carbohydrates. In every one of those grams of carbs that you eliminated, there was almost 3 grams of water weight in each carb. So do that math. Take a second, get your pen out, get your pad out so we can figure that out for you. So again, for every 1 gram of carbs, and in this case it was 250, there was 3 grams of actual water in each one of those grams of carbohydrates. So if we had figured out that it's 250 grams, then you multiply that by 3, that's 750. That's what you got. 750 grams of water that was eliminated from the diet. I did not say fat. I said water. So you eliminated the carbs, you eliminated the water. So 750 grams. Now do the conversion of that into pounds. That would convert out, if you've got a converter out, into pounds is 1.65 pounds of water weight a day. So hell yeah, people lost weight real quick doing keto. Of course they did, because all they lost was some water weight. So a pound and a half, let's round it down, 1.5 pounds a day times 5 days. You can see how a person would get excited when they see themselves lose 5 or 7 pounds real quick. But again, it was just water. Eventually, at the initial, you're going to lose more water weight, more weight on the scale. And that gives you that pseudo effect of success. So that's why they repeat it. You didn't have to track nothing. You didn't have to look up nothing. You just eliminated a food group. But when you did that, you now are set yourself up. So when that occurs, now you've lost this water weight, 1.5 pounds a day. Great. Then eventually there ain't no more water weight you can lose. So again, I said water weight. Your fat is still the same. So if you was a fat ass to start, you're still a fat ass just losing some water weight. But eventually there's no more water weight. So when it comes back to all things being equal, calories in and calories out, compared from one program to the next, it's still the same. Now let's take this one more step farther. So now that you've lost all the water weight, and if you were that individual that wasn't counting your calories, you may not even be in a deficit. So that's why so many people stop losing weight. So yes, they eliminated the carbohydrates and they may have created this calorie reduction. The water weight stopped. But if their body's deficit needs to be at, say, 1,600, and again, we eliminated the carbs, great, but you may still be in a surplus of calories. So now you're no longer losing any weight. You just stopped the water weight, but you didn't start using fat as fuel, as an energy source by creating a deficit. So it always will come back to total calories being equal, carbs, protein, fats. It's always going to come back to total energy. So if you're not in a deficit, you're not going to continue to lose fat weight. And the only way to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit. End of story, close the book, that's it. So those people who happen to be on a proper plan where they actually know how much energy they're bringing in, that's how you lose more weight. Now, I'm going to take it one last step and I'm going to be done. If you happen to be a person where you wake up the next morning, you're like, hey, coach, why my weight up from last night than this morning? I didn't eat anything. Well, maybe what you did was you had more of your carbs that evening. And of course, like we mentioned, you're going to retain a little bit more water. Or maybe that diet happened to be lowering carbs that evening. And so, of course, your weight's going to be a little less. But it's explainable. If you're in a deficit, total calories, that's what always matters long term. Long term will always trump that short term. And that's why you see so many people who started keto, lost the weight, stopped losing weight, don't know why they're no longer losing weight, because they cut their calories, but they never created an actual deficit. In result, they then reintroduce the carbs, water weight comes back up, and they right back where they started. And that's what we teach you here at Morning Fitness. So now you got a schooling of Keto 101, carbs, fats, total calories. That's what's most important. Have your info, know your information, and get yourself schooled right. That's Morning Fitness.